Hey guys, BJ the Brave here, back with another deck guide for you, and today we're going to be finally doing something a little bit more around the new Ork cards, and yeah, I am bringing you a deck here which is very, very powerful right now. I really think this is pretty much a tier 1 deck. Big shout out to my Alliance teammate Tagul. He has been working on this in the background and having great success with it. Also, Slithers had a similar build, similar concept, but this one is pretty much based on, as I say, Tagil's build. So, made a couple of changes, and there's a couple of different options as well, but we'll get into all that. So, yeah, thanks for the support. I know it's been a little while since we've had a new deck guide, so let's dive on in. All right, so this is very much an aggro horde type of deck, and I really like this style. It's quite a don't know if it's a completely new style, but certainly some of the new cards really help it. So what are we doing with this deck? Well, generally speaking, we have kind of like two different lines of play with this deck, depending on what we draw in the mulligan. We can go into a sort of go wide build with things like Wurrboy, who's the real star of the show, as the kind of main win con, if you like, or drag it down as a kind of reach finisher. Now, I don't own a second copy of Wurrboy, and so it's worth me being upfront about that. If I did, I would have the second Wurrboy in. However, even Taggle said that you can. Problem with two of them is you can sometimes have these hands that are a bit bricked, so there may even be some value in only having one. But you can obviously run an Unbridled Carnage as your second one. That's something that I did have for a little while. The flex cards really here are the second. Where's it gone? The Grot on the Bombsquig. The second one of those is definitely a flex card, and also. What's the other one that's a flex card? The Grot as well. Pretty much everything else is pretty fixed. So yeah, you'd be looking at a second Wurrboy, or you'd be looking at you can even put a Stormboy in. Stormboy is actually pretty good. It gives you another possible line with this deck, because obviously with it being a Green Horde deck, if you play the Green Horde into things like into Stormboy, then you can obviously bring out veteran Stormboy, then obviously Stormboys can come out and they've all got flanks. So just having a single copy of Stormboy might actually be correct. It would actually open up another line of play. So there are these couple of tweaks that you can make to the deck, but the foundation, the sort of the baseline of the deck is pretty established. Really, it's pretty solid. All right, so what are we doing? We're trying to go wide early game. We're looking for a few options in the opening hand. Runtherd gives us the second playstyle, which is basically value, right? So if we get this, obviously we can use Gaz's ability if we're going second to deploy 2 Grots, and that means that on turn 2 with Runtherd we have 2 to 3 attackers, just immediately giving us ridiculous value. So that's very much one line of play. Or obviously we are looking for the Green Horde line of play. So let's work through the deck. We've got a single Grot. It does. We used to run hard as nails, but I think the Grot just really plays into the kind of strategy of this deck. We're not really that bothered about sort of trying to defend a wide board, which is what obviously Hard as Nail does. Often we actually want things to die to make room to keep kind of rebuilding the board. You keep rebuilding the waves of you keep rebuilding the waves of on the board. So obviously, Hard as Nails almost as kind of counter synergy with that strategy. So Grot's really good. Makari, of course, double Beast Snagga, double Slugga Boy, and double Stormboy, and double Thump Gun Beast Snagga. So that's all the 2 drops for the Green Horde. And as you can see, we also run Tide of Muscle. So another alternative, especially if it's a slower match, if you can play Tide of Muscle second turn, thin your deck, get the +1 buff on the 2 orcs, and again, you know, you're trying to thin your deck so you can find the Green Horde. We obviously run Prophet of the Waaagh as well to try and Again, looking for that Green Horde. So you can keep Prophet in the opening hand. You can keep Makari. You can keep Tide of Muscle, Runtherd, and of course you keep Green Horde. Everything else you pretty much throw. The only alternatives are whether you keep a Gretchin Mob or a Grot and a Bombsquig that potentially can do that depending on the matchup. So yeah, other than the 2 drops, which of course are all free with the Green Horde, we've got a couple of Drag It Downs. Now obviously this card has just been nerfed in the balance patch for me, so it's not quite the monstrosity that this card was. I mean, it was completely broken, but it's still pretty good in this deck. Like, it's obviously not buffing the board, but it is a really good reach card, essentially. We don't run proper killie, so it's kind of like the proper killie of the deck, and of course can help you to drag something down and obviously buff the hand still. Got the double Gretchin Mob. Things like Grot and Gretchin Mob are really good setups, obviously, for things like the Runtherd. We also run Wortsnagga as well, and so both these cards obviously benefit. We want to set up the turn before we're going to drop these to have a board that's as wide as possible. We do run double Bombsquigs. Now, Targil only runs 1 copy of this card, and as I mentioned, that is a flex spot. I think you could obviously drop this for the second Wurrboy, just because we have so much like early game. You just don't really necessarily need this card, to be honest. Even though it's a very good valued flanker for 3 drop, it's not necessarily necessary. The Runtherd's absolutely like S tier. This card is so good, and it just, as I say, it gives us the alternative line of play with this deck, right? Which is going down the more sort of pursuing the value route. Tide of Muscle we talked about, Green Horde we talked about, Ork Nob's back. Obviously this guy got his flank back, so he's now a staple. And of course we can Green Horde with the Ork Nob, for example, on E6, going off therefore with all of our boys and getting flanked from the Ork Nob. We do still have the Squighog Boyz. These guys took a slight nerf in the balance patch in May, so they're down to 5 health, but they still do exactly what we need them to do. Single copy of Wurrboy. Said if I had a second one I'd run it, and 2 Squigbuggies. So that is the deck. As I say, if you want to play lots of games with these, I would suggest running like 10 matches and then maybe switching out, trying 1 Vet Stormboy, maybe trying the second Wurrboy or an Unbridled Carnage. Other than that, I think everything is pretty good. So with that said, let us disable the bots and let's jump into some games. So we got kind of like a 3. It's quite a good curve. I don't think we're going to keep this, to be honest. Tide of Muscle. We want the Grots. Now Imperial Guard's quite a difficult matchup, actually. So we'll see how we get on. Obviously this version as well, Denkler's going to be running the Flamer as well, which is going to hurt our go wide board. It's definitely something we need to be a little bit mindful of. You can do it this turn as well, right? Okay. Has he got it? No, it doesn't look like it. going to attack. I'm going to try and set up the Wortsnagga. Just given that he didn't have the flamer there. I mean, obviously he could have just top decked it, but... Oh god. Okay. So just replacing all the grots with the snake bite. Unless we draw Runtherd, this might potentially be a Tide of Muscle turn. Oh. Okay. Interesting player. Quite nice. Quite creative. So I think we do this first. Do we want a Gretchin Mob here? Or do we want to use this turn to draw? Not really sure about that. I think we tried to go down the route of protecting Wortsnagga to see if we can potentially set lethal up here. The other line would have been to obviously go with the Tide of Muscle player, not really care about him dying next turn, and then we've got Green Horde set up, so... Yeah. I think he's struggling. He didn't find the flamer, so... We got him. Oh, just had a bit of a connection issue. Oh, there we go. Nice. Yeah, one of the good things with this deck is there's quite a lot of different lines of play. It's not always straightforward. I always like decks like that where you've got choices to make, decisions to make. 'Cause it means, obviously, if it doesn't work, then you can reflect and think, could have done something different, could have done something better. Sailor. I'm actually going to take the Warp Storm here. It's not usually a good idea, but I think with the Tide of Muscle, being able to play that turn one, I quite like that with this hand specifically. So Gretchin Mob into Wortsnagga's pretty good here. Okay. Huh. Ah, it's annoying. No Wortsnagga this turn then. Or do we? No, I think it's better to just drop the Orkz. Oh, look at these now, because we pulled them from the Tide of Muscle. We're getting essentially 7 attack and 6 health for 4 energy. It's not bad, is it? So we just rebuild the board, rebuild the horde. Okay, the flyer should be a bit more immune to his flankers. Another camouflage unit. Okay, just goes face. Do we want to... What would we want to draw here? I mean, ultimately, like, this is going to go there. And this is going to go there, so there's no need for the buffs, really. Do we want to profit of the Waaagh here? I think we'll just do this, actually. We have just seen spawned them. But this is Traitors Hate Heaven, isn't it, right here? Has he got it? Doesn't look like it. Here's one of the good things with this deck is you can often tease out AoE and you just can rebuild the board really, really effectively. Yeah, didn't matter really whether we did it with Greatest Warbus or drag it down. Lethal was upon him. Okay. We're going to keep Makari. We're going to get rid of everything else. And maybe making things cost one more would help us, really, given our power. Not entirely sure. I think we might just tie the muscle here. Oh. No, we won't. Not with the Runtherd. Yeah, if we hadn't drawn the Runtherd, I think we would have done. Okay, a little bit of Runtherd value. Well played. Probably should have killed this actually, because this backlash has changed now, hasn't it? 1 to 2, so that could actually survive. That's a misplay. Yeah. So this can potentially hit this, right? Okay, here comes the combo. Guess not. GG. I thought he'd be able to clear the board there, to be honest. It's kind of surprising. Okay, so we want to be keeping Mulligan for Tide, Makari, Runtherd, Prophet, the Green Horde. So we probably don't need any of that really. We could keep the this to give us a. I think in this matchup we won't actually. I think we'll just get rid of everything. I think we will do this as well. And what we can do is just slow the game down a little bit. We can play our... We can always play our power to build the board, and we can play Tide of Muscle. Takes out the Gretchin. Okay, let's go. Oh, okay. Definitely going to do this now. See if we can find some more orcs. Ah, we have to remember it's going to cost one more though, isn't it? Which one are we going to get? Poison supplies. Ah. We are actually going to need to deal with that. I'll tell you what we could do here. We could actually just like get rid of this. And we could just do this and just buff everything in our hand. So next turn, normally you would have the Ork Nob combo, but obviously because of the offense card that we chose, we can't do that until the turn after. The question is whether we really need to use flank or not. Okay. Not too worried about that. I actually think we'll probably just go in now and keep this. Yeah, I think we'll just do this. And obviously we can play Runtherd, but do we want to do that? Or do we want to save it for next turn? The value. Do we want to play it? You know what? I think we will. So gutted this card lost concussive. Here we go. The day of ascension approaches. The thing is, GSC just don't really have the... They just don't really have the arts to a wide board, especially this early. Okay, so I think we'll just do this. This and this. I actually could have made use of the stomp there, couldn't I? So I did that kind of wrong. But never mind, you get the picture. He's out of there. He's had enough. Yeah. I think we'll do one more and then we'll just talk a little bit more about the deck. This is actually quite a tough matchup. Let's get rid of everything there, I think. Don't think we want to warp storm against this guy. Although we had tied a muscle. Dad evil. Okay, I was signing muscle here, but we're definitely going to be playing this now. It's quite a tough match. She's going to get a lot of heal from our bodies. I think we've just got to... I'm not quite sure, but I think we've just got to play... Keep rebuilding waves, basically. So let's do that with this. Alright. Okay, so we've got the Squigbuggy for... Oh my god. Wow. The problem we've got now is if we play either of these cards, we're just walking into his. But then again, we're not actually going to go wide with this, are we? Maybe we do just play this now and get a little bit of value. This board is going to get dealt with. Make no mistake about that. Annoyingly, he's going to go out of range here, isn't he? Or is he? No, he's not. Okay. Back and forth. Interesting that he didn't take... I mean, he got lucky there with that blast. Jesus. Why didn't he take out the Squigbuggy first? I feel like that was a wrong ordering on his part, but... it is what it is. So 8 energy. Look at the amount of heal he's had in this game. If he plays something big here, we're in kind of a bit of trouble, really. Try and play around the talent a little bit here. Galaron talent. Plays it anyway. It's not looking good, guys. This one's not looking good. Oh my god. You got the hidden mutation as well. Okay, so kill this. Don't think that gets to flank, does it? That one. No, it does not. So we could do this and take 3 or not. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that is it. It's a very, very tough matchup. Huh. I should have played that first, shouldn't I? That was a mistake. Love the animation. Wow. Oh boy. Look at this wonky deck. Oh, into the spawn them as well. Ah, GG. Very nice. Well played, Mr. Daredevil. Alright, so a couple of things then just about the deck. I have a couple of days off just coming back to it, but I did have some notes. So yeah, in terms of the mulligan, remember you really want to be looking for the tide of muscle to basically set up the Green Horde. Profit you can keep as well because it can help you to dig for Green Horde. But obviously Runtherd is the alternative that you wanna look for, and really try and go down the just going down the kind of more value route. Yeah, but overall, I mean, it's obviously just trying to sync up to get the most value out of the combo. So you know you want to be playing your Wortsnagga and your Runtherds when you've obviously got multiple units down. That last game particularly wasn't a very good example of that. I was often dropping it with only one thing. And sometimes you do have slightly wonky games. I don't know, like obviously Tygel does run a second copy of Wurrboy, so I don't know whether I mean I probably will run the second one when I get it, so if you've got that then feel free to put that in. But overall, yeah, I think this is a pretty good deck. If you're looking for like a Gaz build, I think this is a very, very, very top tier deck right now. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments, hit that like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.